few weeks ago, General Projects held an auction for Ukraine as the first event in their new building, raising over £50,000 in the process.
So Technique is a almost fully timber building. It was a two-storey concrete old warehouse, which we've added 3 floors on top, entirely from CLT. I think our vision from the very beginning was to create an exemplary, sustainable headquarters building, and really to try and push the envelope in terms of how we embrace sustainable techniques into creating something really fabulous. So besides building everything new from timber, we've worked with a fantastic company in Amsterdam to clad all of the new structure in stone cycling bricks, which have been made from 21 tons of landfill waste. Our reception is a partnership with a fantastic design company in Italy who have made all of the tiles handmade from volcanic rocks that they pick by hand. And so really, we like to think about this building as being built from timber, clad in waste, and designed in volcanoes.
The building, when we arrived to it, was one which was made up of 2 blocks. One, a neoclassically fronted building fronting onto Goswell Road, and then the second part, a much more utilitarian building fronting onto Pear Street. On the corner of the 2 blocks was an empty space. As the most explicit and the most outward-looking part of the building, we wanted again this idea of sustainability to be part of the message. What we did here is we used a recycled brick as its cladding. All the bricks that you see here, this beautiful brick stock, was actually made up of recycled waste material. Where we had existing building stock, that was refurbished, rejuvenated, renewed, and celebrated for what it was. Where we have new, again, that used CLT and glulam to provide a modern, sustainable construction method. This space is the arrival point for all visitors to the building. Everyone that comes into the building comes in through this space. It gives access directly to the core, which is located behind the feature wall here. The tiles are pigmented with the ash of Mount Etna, and I think that idea of this kind of bringing something into this space almost underlines the idea that the works that you see are simply almost works of art and are things to be enjoyed and on access from the building. We're standing at first floor level, which is very much about this idea of making use of the existing building and understanding how the building could be improved, refurbished to work for modern needs. A huge amount of work went into consolidating the cores, creating a singular and straightforward and very legible core plan arrangement. Much of the existing building was retained and refurbished, and then the small corner piece, the art box, which sits above the reception, which I took you to earlier, sits on the corner, and that really does provide a special and unique space for the building. All of the concrete structure has been retained, cleaned, and it actually defurbished. We removed all of the modern additions and really made the structure king. A huge amount of effort went into revealing and celebrating the concrete structure for what it is. All of the M&E was pushed into the underfloor system, and all of the light fittings were left to be as delicate and background as possible, really making the concrete sting. Here we're standing at the second floor level. It's the first floor of the extensions. All of the extensions were comprised of CLT and glulam. And what we really enjoy about this space is that actually all of the structural grid, the beams, the depth, the volume, very much reflect and mimic the concrete structure of the lower floors. The same muscular nature of the timber that you see here is very much a mirror of what happens below, but provides a sense of warmth, a sense of modernity, and something which is actually a nice contrast between that. We love the idea of when you come into the building and up through the lifts, you get a sense of collage, a sense of change. moving from a very concrete, very raw effect on the lower floors to a much warmer, much more almost modern feel on the upper floors, but one which is part of a family, something which is very much of our time, very modern, but also works, we think, very well when put alongside the concrete of the existing refurbished part of the building. We love the idea that moving from the very muscular concrete nature of the refurbished part of the building and moving into the CLT part, you get the sense of almost mimicking the same rhythm, the same down sounds, the same overall volume, but there being almost a magic trick as you move from one to the other. This idea of there being something which is completely referenced but fresh and new is something which we really enjoyed. And that idea of collage, the idea of moving from one to the other, moving up through the floors, and getting a different sense, different experience each time, we thought was something quite powerful.
We're redeveloping the Woolworths headquarters on Marylebone Road into a similarly sustainable, forward-thinking creative office headquarters. That is currently under construction at the moment, again, pretty much entirely from CLT. We're currently restoring the Heels building on Tottenham Court Road into a design-led creative mixed-use complex, very much retaining Heels and ensuring that they have the ability to stay there forever, because obviously the retail world in particular has been challenging. We're under construction on the old Woolworth Town Hall at Elephant and Castle, which is a magnificent Grade 2 listed building that unfortunately pretty much half burnt down behind the facade back in 2010 and has been sitting derelict since then. We're fully restoring that to its former glory, and many other interesting and exciting projects all over the place.